This is a $1,000 rifle. This is a $5,000 rifle. Let me show you what each of these rifles are and what they can do. Today we're going to put them through 4 sets of challenges to see is there enough difference to justify the price. All right, so in front of me we have both rifles we'll be using for this challenge, the Ruger American up front, the Ruger Precision in the back. The Ruger American is going to be a lighter weight gun, but that's also going to mean it's going to recoil that much more, keep it tougher to stay on target. Ruger Precision is going to weigh a lot more. It's going to be a little bit tougher to hunt with, but in a long range challenge, it's probably going to outshoot or be a little bit more controllable than what the Ruger American is going to be. So for this package, we were tasked with keeping the gun package around $1,000. So how we did it, going from the front to the back, we put a Magpul bipod on here, pretty solid bipod for right around that $100 price range. Going back, we chose a Ruger American Gen 2 chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. Very solid gun coming in at $650. One big benefit to that too is you can run bigger mags on them. So today if we're running a Barricade where it could be up to 10 shots, this will allow us that capacity. Going up from that, we do have the Vortex Diamondback Tactical 6-24. Solid scope for $450. It's a first focal plane scope, and it does have exposed turrets in case we're needing to run those at any given distance. So total, this package is going to come in just north of $1,000, but I think it's going to be a pretty solid shooting gun. All right, so our second package, the one that's going to be north of $5,000, is going to be the Ruger Precision Rifle chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. This one, starting from the front, we did choose an MDT Skypod. Big reason why is it's a premier bipod. It's very modular. Legs will extend like most bipods, but they'll also get tucked forward. You can splay them out or in as well. And you do have a Barricade or a bag stop on the back end of that. That's going to come in right around that $600 to $800 realm. Going back, we do have a Vortex Razor Gen 3 6-36. Going to be top tier glass quality, exposed turrets, locking turrets. The scope is also going to run us right about $3,000. Down from that, the Ruger Precision Rifle. This particular model is going to be right at that $1,800 realm. A couple big things on that. It's got a built-in Arco rail. It's going to be great for balancing that in Barricades if any of the challenges have that. It's going to be a chassis, so it's going to be able to fit it toward me, whether it be length of pull or cheek weld. And again, with that more of a vertical grip, it's going to just make it a little bit more comfortable to shoot. In the very back end, you do have a little bag rider, so if I'm going to use a bag, it's going to be just that much easier to bag it in the rear end of it. Now we're going to do the 4 tests to see how these perform. The first 2 tests will be more accuracy based. The second 2 will be more positional or PRS type based. First test we're going to do is at 100 yards. We're going to shoot a zeroing board with a 3-shot group to see how tight they'll get. Second is going to be at 300 yards on a 3-inch plate to see if you can hit that plate all 3 times with each rifle. Third is going to be off a PRS Barricade. So we're going to shoot, again, 300 yards from 4 different positions, 2 rounds each. And then the fourth is going to be a mock PRS stage at 300 yards as well. All right, so first test up is the Ruger American Gen 2 on the 100-yard board. We'll be shooting 3 rounds at the target down there and see how tight a group we can get. All right, not too bad. Just from here, it looks like about 1 MOA group probably. So next we'll rotate over and see how the Ruger Precision does. All right, so now we're shooting the Ruger Precision rifle on the 100-yard board. See how tight a 3-shot group we can get. So that guy, we are looking about a 1 MOA group as well. So we just got done shooting the Ruger Precision 100-yard 3-shot group. putting through Hornady 140 grain ELDM ammo, same thing as the Ruger American was getting shot, and it looks like both group sizes are actually pretty similar to each other so far, so it's a pretty tight race. Let's back her out to 300 yards and see if one rifle starts pulling away from the other. All right, we're on to our 300 yard challenge now. We're gonna shoot that 3-inch plate at 300 yards. First up is the Ruger American Gen 2. So let's get behind it and see what we can do. All right, so 2 out of 3, that's not too bad. So next up, we got the Ruger Precision rifle. We're gonna be shooting that 300 yard 3-inch plate again and see how many impacts we can make. All right, so it looks like 3 for 3. This one's starting to take the lead. All right, so we're on to our third challenge. This is gonna be the PRS Barricade challenge. We're gonna start out with the Ruger American Gen 2. What this challenge entails is we're gonna have a 4-position, 2 shots each. So we're gonna do 2 shots from here, 2 shots from here, 2 shots from here, and 2 shots from here. And we're gonna be hitting or aiming for that 3-inch circular plate down there and see how many impacts we can do and how fast we can do it. So we're gonna start just like we would in PRS, or it'll be off the Barricade. All right, so that was the Ruger Gen 2. Sounds like, at least from the impact noise, I hit 3 of those 8 rounds. Be north of a minute, it seems like, as well. So good shooting. It was tough having a lighter weight gun, as you maybe see in the video, to be able to balance it on here. I did have a pretty decent sized wobble zone, it felt like. But we will go ahead and see what the Ruger Precision has to bring. All right, so now up we got the Ruger Precision 6.5 Creedmoor at the 300 yard PRS Barricade challenge. So we're gonna go ahead and see how many impacts we can make in what time. All right, so that one seemed like it shoot pretty darn nice. I believe it's probably gonna be under a minute, hopefully, and I think I only dropped one of those shots. So I would say right now in the PRS Barricade, I would say the Precision seemed to outshoot the American. All right, so that's a wrap on the PRS Barricade. On to the mock PRS stage. All right, so this stage is the 4th and final stage. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a mock PRS shoot. This first one's gonna be with the Ruger American Gen 2. So what we're doing is most our PRS stages are gonna be 2 minutes in length. So this will have a time max of 2 minutes. What I'm going to do is you're gonna shoot 2 shots from this peak of the tanker trap, 2 shots from here, 2 shots from either this peak or as high as we can get. We're gonna rotate over. Then we're gonna do 2 shots in the top rung of this cattle gate and 2 shots in the next round down. And it's either going to be until I get 10 shots off or until 2 minutes max. All right, so it looks like we got 4 out of the 10 impacts with this guy. A couple of the struggles I ran into is balancing it on both the tanker trap on the cattle gate was a little bit tougher. It kept wanting to wobble a little more on me. So I would say that acceptable wobble range was a little bit greater than what I was hoping for. Also recoil, every time it would shoot, it would bounce me off the target and I had to reacquire that target. So overall 4 to 10, not too bad. It was a little bit tougher shooting off this Barricade stage. So now let's give it a try with the Ruger Precision and see if we can get a higher score. All right, so we'll be shooting the mock PRS stage here with the Ruger Precision. With the Ruger American, we had 4 out of 10 impacts, so we're gonna see if we can top that with the Precision here. All right, so that seemed to go a lot smoother than the Ruger American. Looks like we had dropped 1 shot, if not 2 shots. Time seemed like it kept under 2 minutes, so definitely it seems like it's a little more catered of a rifle to shooting off barricades. Well, hopefully this video shows you that both these rifles do perform and they're both accurate rifles. If you do decide to take up long-range shooting or PRS type shooting, you will notice that the heavier, more dedicated style of firearm is going to probably gain you a couple impacts or a couple points. So if that's something you do enjoy or you're wanting to get yourself into, remember you can easily do it with a Ruger American, but if you want to make your life maybe a little more enjoyable, make shooting a little bit easier, you can take a look at jumping up into Bergara HMR, the Ruger Precision. So hopefully you can see both these rifles perform great. They're both very accurate rifles, but you will see for this situation, for this type of competition we're doing, for your longer range barricade type shooting, you will see the Ruger Precision or the chassis type firearm will perform better than what your hybrid or hunter style firearm will.